worried about and concerned about the tuition fee.
Yes, very high.
And
So you need to have a scholarship.
yeah,
Okay. So the scholarship, I think the average is about 85%.
yeah,
That's the average.
yes,
So that's the sort of scholarship you might be looking at. But we would look at your results at high school. You know, how many A's did you get? How many B's did you get? Did you get lower than B?
yeah.
Yeah? So what are your grades like?
Here we don't use we don't see.
What do you use? Numbers?
Yeah, numbers.
What's the highest number? 10?
Yeah.
10?
Actually, I get about 8.8 out of 10.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but if you compare me and all the students in our city, so it's more because
Yeah. So there are a lot of other students that from Vietnam who want to study with us.
yeah,
Many of them are from selective schools. What are they called again in Vietnam? The selective schools, the gifted high schools. So we look at the applicants, we look at what sort of score they get, like out of 10. We look at what other things they have done at school. You know, we look at things like, have they been associated with any student clubs or activities? Have they taken a leadership position somewhere in the school? Okay. Do they excel in sports or drama or singing, music? Have they had any experience travelling overseas? So we mainly ask the question because sometimes students get very homesick, you know, and then they get sad because they've left their parents and not eating their mother's cooking and all that, so they miss their brothers and their sisters. So we want to have someone who likes to have an adventure, someone who likes to go to a new country, discover the country, discover a different culture, a different currency, a different way of doing things, making new friends, and who's not going to be crying all the time because they're not back in Vietnam with their old friends. Huh? So we're looking for somebody who's a bit extrovert, who would like to have an adventure. So that's what we're looking for. So we look at all those different aspects and base the scholarship decision on all those different variables. Yeah? Now what are you interested in? Is your strong point science?
Yeah, science and literature.
Literature too?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you going to later do the IELTS test?
Yes.
Yes?
And I got 6.5.
6.5, that's good. That's a good result. That's a good result.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. That's an acceptable result, so that's fine. What is your math like? Are you good at mathematics?
Yeah, and I think that I'm quite good at math because when I joined the competition of Thanh province, I got I stand at top 4.
Really? Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well,
No, so in your application, it would be good to mention that you've been in academic competitions.
Yeah, but it is quite sad because in here when we talk about our birthday, the number date, month, and years, but they change it. They give me like I was born in the 5th of 24th. Yeah. Yeah, and I have to say to my physical teacher to change. Yeah.
Good, good. But you just mentioned that you've won various competitions.
Yes.
And it can be academic competitions or it can be any sort of competitions. That we want to know what areas you excel in, that you do really well in.
Yeah, but can I mention some, like some reward I got when I was in secondary school?
Of course, you can mention everything you like. Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah, because.
Now, do you want to study business, or do you want to study data science, or economics, or business communication? Have you made up your mind what you'd like to study?
I want to study about marketing.
Okay,
business,
so that's business.
And I also want to learn about something in psychology and
Yes.
multimedia.
And what?
Multimedia.
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 Yeah, multimedia. Well, you can do two things. You can do a Bachelor of Business Communication.
Yeah.
That is 3 years in Sydney.
Yeah.
And you'll do all those things.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's just staying in Sydney for 3 years. Okay? And then when you finish, you have 2 years work rights in Australia. Or you can do a Bachelor of Business Administration, and that's 4 years. But then you have to go to Singapore, 1 year, Dubai, 1 year, and Sydney the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you will do a major in marketing. That will be your major, your specialization.
Yeah.
Okay? So you can do it that way. So you have two choices. One's 3 years in Sydney, the other one's 4 years, but you have to travel to different countries.
I love travel.
You like to travel?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you will like Singapore. Everybody likes Singapore. Dubai will be a culture shock for you, a big culture shock.
Yeah.
You have to dress very conservatively and not draw attention to yourself in public. Dubai is an amazing city, such wealth, the buildings, the architecture, amazing, just amazing. And then last 2 years are in Sydney, and then that's much more relaxed. Big Vietnamese community in Sydney, very big. So you may know some people in Sydney, I don't know, family or relatives or friends, but there's a very big Vietnamese community in Sydney. So those are the possibilities. But you have to be honest, these cities we're taking you to are pretty expensive cities.
Yeah.
Singapore is expensive, Dubai is expensive,
It's much more expensive.
and Sydney is expensive too. So they're all expensive cities. So hopefully, as well as doing internships, which we want you to do internships because that's very good business experience, helps you get a job when you graduate. You probably also need to do some part-time work, huh?
Yeah.
So that you can make some money to cover your living costs. Yeah? So you need to do that as well, to be able to afford to live in these expensive places. What about your daughter? What did she do? Did she have internships?
Yeah.
How many? In what countries? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Okay, so but this children, I think student very interesting for the scholarship, and
Yes.
she will apply good.
Did your daughter work?
Let I see about the document from her,
Yes.
and I will have some success for her.
Okay.
About she will be good for the data science or economics or business administration or marketing.
Yes.
She said that she like to study marketing, but let I see about the mathematics of her, right? If she good in mathematics, if she good in physics, right? And about the logic. Okay, so she studied 3 years in Sydney is better.
For the Bachelor of Data Science, you say?
Yeah, Bachelor of Data
Then
Sciences.
you have to be very good at mathematics,
Yeah.
statistics, computer programming, coding. It's quite technical, and we have a lot of Vietnamese students in that program because the Vietnamese students, they're very good at that. They're very good at technical.
I have
things.
the one children right now. The son study in BDS in Sydney right now.
Okay.
And he is the first. He not so good about the mathematics,
Yeah.
but I feel that he can study well.
Okay.
Because when he studied in Vietnam, he has no chance to develop about his skill.
Yeah.
But he can. Just we think about the potential.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Look at it. I mean, it's true. Our graduates in data science, they earn a higher income, and they're very much in demand at the moment. There's a shortage of data scientists in Australia, so that means they get paid a higher salary, okay, compared to business graduates. So, but it's tough. Yeah, business students, they like to play, they like to party, they like to be tourists. Data science students work very hard. A lot of work.
But it's worth.
It's worth it in terms of employment and salaries. Yeah, it's an extra $20,000 a year or something.
It's new chance, It's a new chance for young people in the world right now. New chance.
Yeah.
Okay, and very thank you.
All right.
And I think that I will give her some paper.
Okay.
She after the routing,
All right.
and make the application form, take a test, and after that we will organize one interview for you.
Sure, no problem.
To check about the scholarship for her. I hope she can get the high scholarship.
Yeah, let's hope. Any more questions for me? Do you have any more?
I actually do my research about this.
Well, you can have a look at our website and get yourself acquainted with us, no? So you know about it. So thanks for coming by and stop and talking with me, okay?
Can you clear about your name?
My name is Yetha, and I'm in class 12A. Yeah, the senior.
Senior class.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice speaking
Yeah.
with you. Thank you.